Hello everyone, Ember here, and welcome back to a new video. In this one, I would like to take a look at the Many Rayquazas of GLC. So, what is GLC for those of you who don't know? It's a single prize only, no Roblox format. It is singleton except for basic energy, and you're only allowed one type per deck, which is really simple for Rayquaza fans because it's either Dragon or Colorless. So, yeah, either have to be playing Dragon or Colorless, which both, by the way, are I guess pretty good types in GLC overall, but they are a bit more niche and I guess a bit more harder to play than maybe some of the other types. So yeah, this is going to be the Many Rayquazas of GLC. So the first one that we can take a look at here got three prints, so lucky boy. But sadly it's a pretty bad card. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. The first one, well, the one in the middle actually, I think does have some very nice artwork. It is very very cool. Dragon Pulse is an okay attack. It can KO some evolving Pokemon, which is nice. And if you get some other modifiers in there, like a Leon, for example, you could maybe do 70 damage, which is respectable, for one energy. And then Shred does 90 and isn't affected by any effects, which, I mean, that's not bad because I'm pretty sure that does go through things that would block basic Pokemon from attacking. So at the very least, it's not a completely useless card, but compared to all the other options, especially big basic Pokemon that you could run, I definitely think there's some better options. And we'll look at a much better Rayquaza later on the video that can attack and do way more damage than this. So yeah, bit of a shame. And the one in the middle, again, very, very cool. But yeah, a bit of a shame with this one. The next one is sadly not much better. Again, very cool artwork, but your best attack on this, because Dual Claw is awful. Dragon Blast does 120 for 4, which is pretty bad, and you have to discard a Lightning and a Fire Energy. So, yeah, it's just a bit awkward to say the least. Like 120 just isn't a lot of damage for 4 energy, and Dual Claw most of the time is only going to do like 20 damage on average. Sometimes it'll do 40, which isn't even that good for 2 energy, and then rare times it'll do, 0 damage. So, yeah, pretty awful to be honest. Run any other Rayquaza other than this one, please. The next one is, funnily enough, not actually that much better. I do think it's slightly better than the one we just looked at, so I guess that's something, Truly, Rayquaza has some of the worst cards I've ever seen in GLC. But yeah, Rayquaza has the ability Ozone Wall, which says as long as it's on the bench, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks, which is quite nice, both yours and your opponent's. So if there's ever like a good dragon Pokemon that does damage to like just all of your bench Pokemon, I guess, kind of like an earthquake effect, then this could be good. But at that point, why are you even running this Rayquaza? Why would you just not bench something? If that makes sense, just like don't bench anything at that point because you can't really attack with this thing. 130 for a fire, lightning, colorless. Then you have to mill 3 cards from the top of your deck. Yeah, not very good to be honest. Still marginally better than the one we just looked at though. And the next one is honestly not that bad actually for colors. Like colors actually have much better Rayquazas than dragon types for some reason. But yeah, Turbo Storm doing 30 damage, and you get to attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. Honestly, not the worst energy acceleration in the world, especially if you're just starting out in GLC. I'm aware there's like much better options for this. But if you're playing like a basic energy focused deck in colors, you could do way worse for energy acceleration. Just be careful because there's like so many colors types out there that will, do something similar for 1 less energy typically. But still, Turbo Storm not the worst, and you can also attach another energy and use Dragon Claw if you want to do 80. So, again, definitely not the worst Rayquaza in the world. You could definitely do, worse for Rayquaza. So, yeah, honestly, don't think it's that bad at all. The next one is, I think we have the best dragon one here. Now, Shining Rayquaza, apparently according to a comment that was left on one of these GLC videos a while ago, because it has Shining in the name, it effectively counts as a different Rayquaza compared to all the other ones. So basically just means if you want to run this Dragon Rayquaza and a regular Dragon Rayquaza in the same deck, you can do. It kind of like circumnavigates the singleton rule because it's called Shining, which is really cool. It's just a shame that most of the other Dragon ones are pure trash. So, there's not really much of a reason to run them anyway, but, just something I thought was worth bearing in mind. But yeah, Shiny Rayquaza, 120 HP, so pretty average. Dragon Pulse, again, I think is just meh, whatever. But Sky Judgment doing 190 is, yeah, that's respectable. That's a lot of damage. Granted, like the stage 2 HP is slowly going up and up, and I'm assuming in like a while, I guess, well, maybe not immediately, but a while, stage 2 HP in GLC might reach, post 200. So Sky Judgment won't be the best forever, but still 190 is a lot of damage. It is for fire, double lightning, colorless, and you have to discard 3 energy. But you could use End Resolve if you really wanted to discard the top 6 cards of your deck, and if any of those are basic energy, attach them to one of your bench Dragon Pokemon. So, it does have a high retreat cost, but of course you've got Dragonite to, give yourself free retreat if you wanted to. I've also mentioned this Dragonite not just because of Jet Cruise, but because Dragon Pulse is for Water Lightning. So at least there's some crossover in the energy attack cost, which is kind of what you're looking for when you're putting together a Dragon GLC deck. So yeah, definitely not the worst option in the world for a partner, and I definitely felt this Rayquaza was certainly the best in the video, to be honest. So, this one definitely isn't that bad, but this one's also not like the worst thing in the world. And then I think this is actually the last one. Now, this is a Sun and Moon promo, which has the attack of Jaw Lock, which does 30 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. It did remind me a lot, sadly, of the Block Snorlax deck, so I guess if you're looking to build a kind of stall-focused colorless GLC deck, or maybe you just want more time to set up, then maybe this Rayquaza is a nice option for you, it's quite nice. Also has minus 30 resistance to fighting, so I don't think that's Sun and Moon actually, that'll be Sword and Shield, yeah. Yeah, that is Sword and Shield, I can see the promo markings on the card, yeah, okay, that's Sword and Shield, my bad. But yeah, Sword and Shield Rayquaza, minus 30 resistance, so pretty tanky against fighting types, which is cool. But yeah, Jaw Lock, cool attack. Power Blast is, again, whatever. Like, Rayquaza's not the best attacker for some reason. But yeah, honestly, Jaw Lock is not that bad if you're trying to build a colorless kind of like control stall deck. But yeah, thanks for watching. Kind of a short video because there's actually not been that many Rayquazas. Hopefully we get like a single prize Mega Rayquaza in the future. That'd be really cool to see. But yeah, I do a new set review for GLC with each new release. The next one will be a Journey Together. So do subscribe if you're interested in being updated. This is now a series to stay. I've created a playlist on the channel. It's over 20 videos long now. So, if you have a suggestion, maybe go check the playlist first, just in case there is a Pokemon that's already been covered. And if you want to dive into the competitive side, Omnipoke and the format creator Tricky Jim have both done fantastic videos and guides for each type. But yeah, it's been Empower. Let me know what you think down below. And yeah, thank you for watching.